everyone, and welcome to Cricut Time. Subscribe to see new videos each week with project ideas and tutorials on all things Cricut. For today's tutorial, I will show you how to use your Cricut to make this fun wine gift tag. For this project, I'll be using this blank wood gift tag that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. I'll also be using a scrap piece of black vinyl that I had left over from another project. Let's get started in Design Space. I'll start out by bringing in a basic tag shape. The tag that I have is 2.5 inches wide by 3 3/4 inches high, so I'll adjust the sizing to match. I'll just make it a different color so it's easier to see. For today's design, I'll be making a Corks Are for Quitters tag. I'll start out by bringing in a text box. On this layer, I'll put in corks, and I'll change the font. I'll go with Cream Candy today, which I picked up from defont.com. And I'll just zoom in so we can see it a bit better. I'll bring in another text box, and this one will be for the words R4. For this one, I'll go with a Cricut font, Favorite Fonts Collection OL. I'll resize this one, and for some reason this particular font doesn't recognize the spacebar. This isn't too big of a deal though. I can click on Ungroup, and then just move these 3 letters over to make it 2 words. Now I can put them back together, so I'll just select all the letters again, but this time I want to weld them. Now I just need to resize it so it fits. Perfect. The word Quitters will be the same font as Corks, so I can just duplicate this layer and change it to Quitters. I want to spruce this design up a bit, so I'll add in a decorative shape around the middle layer. I'll click on Images, and I'm going to look up Label. There's lots of nice label shape options in Design Space. I'll narrow this down by adding in a filter to only search for single layers. And I will go with this one. I'll resize this and put it into place. And let's make it a different color so we can see the writing. I'll go with white for now. I just need to move this label down so that the writing is on top of the label. Now I can resize this design until it looks good. I want to cut the writing out of the shape, so I'll select both of these layers and click on Slice. I'll just move this out of the way for a moment and delete the rest of these slice layers. I'll put this back. I'll change the color back to black. And now I can line everything up just right. I don't actually need to cut out the tag layer, so I'll just click on the little eyeball to hide it. And then for the rest of the layers, I can select them all and click on Attach. Now I'm ready to press Make It. Let's get started on the tag. I'll start out by cutting a piece of vinyl a bit larger than my design. I'll stick it down to a green mat and use a brayer to make sure it's stuck down smoothly. I'll pop it into my Maker 3. You can use a Cricut or a Silhouette for this step. I'll use my weeder tool to try to pull off the background. Because this is such a thin font, the middle of my A is trying to lift up with the letter. This can be frustrating because as soon as one of those little pieces moves, it can be pretty tricky to line it up again just right. If this ever happens to you, it's time to stop and switch to reverse weeding. I have a piece of transfer tape, a bit larger than my design, and I'll stick it on. I'll just pull it off the mat. And I'll stick the design back down on the mat, but this time upside down. I'll take my scraper tool and use it to stick the transfer tape down really well to the vinyl, so the adhesive makes contact with the whole design. Now I can pull off the backing paper, and as the name suggests, I'll do my weeding from the back. This technique is perfect when there are really little or thin elements, as those little pieces stay stuck to the transfer tape and it's way easier to pull off the background. For this technique, if I find that I'm holding too much vinyl at a time when I'm weeding, or I'm trying to pull off the vinyl in two different areas, it's easier if I just grab my scissors and cut off sections as I go. I'll flip the mat over and peel the mat away from the vinyl to get it off. This design is ready to stick on, so I'll line the vinyl up into position and stick it down. I'll use my scraper tool again to stick the vinyl down, and then I can carefully pull off the transfer tape. This tag looks great and is almost done. I like to elevate the design by adding in a nice ribbon, and I also want to add on a few wooden beads. And then I can tie the string together. This project is done and ready to go. Well, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more project ideas and tutorials on all things Cricut.